Chapter 42 Writer's Block. A writer is a person who communicates idea through writing. Different styles and techniques are used by writers to produce various forms of literary art. Given here are the details of few books.
First, Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost is an epic poem in the blank verse by the 17th century English poet John Milton 1608 to 1674. The first version, published in 1667, consists of 10 books with over 10,000 lines of verse. A second edition is followed in 1674, arranged into 12 books in the manner of Virgil's Aeneid, with minor revisions throughout. It is considered to be Milton's masterpiece, and it helps solidify his reputation as one of the greatest English poets of all time.
Second, The Descent of
Man.
The Descent of
Man.
and Selection in Relation
To Sex is a book by English naturalist Charles Darwin, first published in 1871, which applies evolutionary theory to human evolution and details his theory of sexual selection, a form of biological adaptation distinct from yet interconnected with natural selection. Fourth, Mein Kampf. Mein Kampf is a 1925 autobiographical manifesto by Nazi party leader Adolf Hitler. The work describes the process by which Hitler became anti-Semitic and outlines his political ideology and future plans for Germany. Volume 1 of Mein Kampf was published in 1925 and Volume 2 in 1926. The book was edited by Emil Morris, then by Hitler's deputy Rudolf Hess. Fifth, War and Peace. War and Peace is a literary work by Russian author Leo Tolstoy.
set during the Napoleonic Wars,
The work mixes
fictional narrative
with chapters on history and philosophy. First published serially beginning in 1865, the work was rewritten
and published in its entirety
in 1869. It is regarded as Tolstoy's finest literary achievement and remains an internationally praised classic of world literature. Sixth, If I Am Assassinated. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto was the Prime Minister of Pakistan from 1973 to 1977. After serving as President from 1971 to 1973 and the founder of Pakistan's People's Party,
he hastily wrote The Myth of Independence a year later.
his seminal work on Pakistan's foreign policy. Seventh, Revenge. Revenge is a delicious novel about getting even from one of the most controversial and internationally acclaimed writer of her generation. Eighth, The Big Heart. The Big Heart is a novel written in 1945 by the Indian novelist Mulk Raj Anand. The theme of the novel is the conflict between hereditary coppersmiths and the capitalist.
It is a novel about a village of artisans in Amritsar district in the early 1940s.
Whose livelihood is destroyed by the establishment of a factory producing copper utensils. Ninth, A Bunch of Old Letters. Jawaharlal Nehru was an Indian anti-colonial nationalist, secular humanist, social democrat and author who was a central figure in India during the middle third of the 20th century. Nehru was a principal leader of the Indian nationalist movement in the 1930s and 1940s. 10th, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire is a 2005 fantasy film directed by Mike Newell from a screenplay based on the 2000 novel of the same name by J.K. Rowling. It is the sequel to Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban 2004 and the fourth installment in the Harry Potter film series. 11th, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. On October 14th, 1892, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes by Arthur Conan Doyle
Was published.
The book was the first collection of Holmes stories which Conan Doyle had been publishing in magazines since 1887. 12th, The Adventure of Rusty. Rusty, the boy whose stories have charmed and entertained children for years, bring together his best adventures in one volume. 13th, City of Joy. City of Joy is a 1985 novel by Dominique Lapierre. It was adapted as a film by Ronald Joff in 1992. Calcutta is nicknamed the City of Joy after this novel. although the slum was based on an area in its twin city of Howrah. 14th. Autobiography of a Yogi. Autobiography of a Yogi is an autobiography of Paramhans Yoganand, 5th January 1893 to 7th March 1952, published in 1946. 15th. As You Like It. As You Like It is a pastoral comedy by William Shakespeare, believed to have been written in 1599 and first published in the first folio in 1623. The play's first performance is uncertain, though a performance at Wilton House in 1603 has been suggested as a possibility. 16th. Malgudi Days. Malgudi Days is an Indian television series that started in 1986 and was filmed in both English first 13 episodes and Hindi all 54 episodes, based on the 1943 short story collection of the same name by R.K. Narayan. 17th. The God of Small Things. The God of Small Things is an Indian family drama novel written by Indian writer Arundhati Roy.
Roy's debut novel.
It is a story about the childhood experiences of fraternal twins whose lives are destroyed by the love laws prevalent in 1960s Kerala, India. 18th. Sunny Days. Sunny Days is a song by Dutch DJ and record producer Armin van Buuren. It features the vocals from American singer-songwriter
Josh Kumbi.
The song was released in the Netherlands by Armada Music as a digital download on 16 June 2017. 19th. Das Kapital.
Karl Heinrich Marx
Was a German philosopher, economist, historian,
sociologist,
political theorist, journalist,
critic of political economy.
and socialist revolutionary. His best known titles are the 1848 pamphlet The Communist Manifesto and the 4-volume Das Kapital. 20th. Chitralekha. Chitralekha is a 1934 Hindi novel by Indian writer Bhagwati Charan Verma. The novel is about the philosophy of life and love, sin and virtue. The novel was written while the author was still practicing law at Hamirpur and brought him immediate fame, starting his literary career.
21.
Devdas. Devdas is a Bengali romance novel written by Sarat Chandra Chattopadhyay,
The story pivots a tragic triangle
linking Devdas, an archetypal lover in Viraha, separation, Paro, his forbidden childhood love, and Chandramukhi, a reformed courtesan. Devdas has been adapted on screen 20 times for film and 5 times for single song.